Hello, and welcome to this quick video from Forefront about how to access the reporting suite via the spreadsheet, which is going to be kind of a teacher-focused video here. So my example here is I'm looking at the Fall Universal Screener for number sense because a lot of folks use that, but this will work with any assessment. So I'm here in my spreadsheet. I've just got my data in, and over here in the right, you'll see I have a button that says Reports. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to be taken to the reporting suite and looking at the question analysis. So the question analysis report is one of the most valuable. I loved it as a teacher. What we're looking at is an item by item performance of the students. So classic question for thinking about math is what do we notice? What do we wonder? I like to start asset based. So what I notice here is question one. My class here was very successful. They, on that count to 22 standard, they really were strong. So that one student is going to need some additional support, but I'm not thinking tier one. To see student names, I can click here down in the table and see who those students are who need additional support. Again, because we're looking at the question analysis report, the other thing I'm looking for is questions that provided some more challenge for the students that they weren't as successful with. So for this one, we've got numeral ID. So that was kind of a struggling point for student, and then counting by tens. So a couple things here, and I clicked away kind of quickly. I can see the rubric for that scoring, as well as for assessments that have next steps documents. So the universal screeners, fractional reasoning, Bridges third assessments, and then we now also have those for Dibbles. You're going to find some additional resources for learning for those students. So really key to know that those are there. Those are a really valuable tool. But that's an overview kind of that question analysis report. Again, what we consider one of the most powerful reports, which is why it's ready for you and only one click away. A few other things I can do here is here on the right, you'll see I have an option for cohort size display. Cohort is what we call our groups of students. I can toggle that on so that I'm seeing both the percentage and the count or one or the other. I do have to have one. There we go. Other thing here that we really find valuable and want you aware of is you have the ability to compare to larger cohorts. So the idea here is if you're talking about this as a grade level team across your building or looking for instructional trends across the district, we want that data to be really easy to access. So here on the right, I can click and toggle this on, and my account right now is in a realistic back to school level, which is this is the first class that has data in, so those bars are going to be the same all the way across. If this was a real district, as other folks were getting that data in, we would have different bars for our students, as you can no doubt imagine. But really powerful for conversations regarding trends that you're seeing, especially if there's going to be tier one supports, thinking about collaborating as a grade level team to help meet the needs of those students without everyone working independently and trying to make that more efficient for your all's time. Couple more clicks I'm going to take you through. I want to remind you again that to see the students in those groups, we're now going to be clicking on that table. When you're looking at a teacher, most of those groups you're going to be able to see the full group. That's kind of different. If you're a district leader, if the list gets really long, you have to download it. Worth noting, if I am exploring that school level data, I'm only going to be identifying information for students I have access to. So you'll still be seeing the names of those students you're working with. Couple other quick clicks. Honestly, if you want to stop here, you've got what you need to plan small groups, to think about groupings for partners. If you're having students work in partners for things, you've really got a lot here. But if you want to continue to explore reports a little bit, I'll point out a few more things. First, the term entity is just a word we use for whatever data that we're looking at. You'll see there's a plus sign here. I can add things like standards, other assessments, lots of options to explore there. I can also add other cohorts. So if I wanted to add a single student cohort somewhere, I can add that. For assessments that are global, I can look at an even larger group of students to see even larger instructional trends. That's anonymized data across Forefront. So that's how you add additional entities, which again is the data you're looking at, or cohorts, which are the groups of students. The click I'll show here is up in the upper right. I can switch between my report types. So another common helpful report type is the standard analysis. We're looking at similar data. We're still looking at data from the Fall Universal Screener, but we're looking at the standards that were assessed. We are pulling in my demo account, I have the number sense standards as well as Common Core. I'm just going to focus on Common Core. I did that by doing the master toggle off there. One thing that's especially helpful at the beginning of the year is any standards that are assessed that are going to show up. So in this demo, this is a first grade class, but you'll see I've got some kindergarten standards. So as you're doing instructional decision making, knowing that, and this is fake data, but knowing that we have 10 fake students who are not proficient on this kindergarten skill is going to be kind of a flag of concern that they're struggling to write numbers from 0 to 20. So additional layer, again, that data table works the same way. There's lots of reports in here that I could talk about for a long time, but this video is supposed to be short. So I'm going to stop here, but really try to drive home the message. Don't be afraid to click around in the reporting suite. It's extremely hard to break things, if not impossible to break things in the reporting suite. And there's lots of ways to look at data. If you're a person who loves to click around and look at data, we have plenty of options for you, especially as you start getting those additional assessments as you're thinking about growth. So just a plug there, keep an eye out. We do a lot of on-demand webinars, have help docs to support with even more advanced reporting things. But again, we like to say at Forefront, think about 20% of your time looking at data and then 80% of time taking action. So with that in mind, I'm going to stop this video here, but don't hesitate to check out our help docs at forefront.education/support. Or if you have a particular question or issue, don't be afraid to email support@forefront.education. Best wishes for back to school, and we hope you are able to take awesome action from your data.